So my surroundings, how I interact, how I behave, how I respond, those are all conditionings from within. If I'm feeling put on the spot, pressured, or if the energies are asking me to download a packet of information and I'm resisting or not finding the language, how do I get? So this is the question. How do I get? Just imagine if you're in a hurry and you're not arriving at an important date at the right time, or if I haven't prepared a speech, or if I'm not in my alignment as I'd like to be, how do I react? And the crew is saying, you are reacting to something outside of yourself because you intuited that it was reality. As soon as you respond to something in the exterior, you make it real. So it's not about denying, but it is, oh, that's interesting. This looks like this, but I could wait it. It could be something else. There we go. So imagine reality as it having several veils, filters, if you'd like. And depending on your consciousness, you're going to see a particular filter or ignore another. If I'm a doer, I will see the filters of the doing. And that might be enjoyable or an overwhelm because it interfaces with me as if I need to do something. There we go. This is making sense. So if I have a pattern of being left out, the filters will filter in and filter out knowledge or situations that I will feel triggered. If I could say that is no longer my reality, I would like to perceive something else, I will have that opportunity. But only if I choose not to react to what life is apparently showing me. There we go. So this feels very much like a continuation of the glass half full, glass half empty. Okay, so they're saying even if the glass was empty and you chose to see it full, by becoming the magicians, the wizards, the manifestors of your reality, this could actually be true. So it's about negating reality. in how it presents and choosing something else. But to make sure that you don't respond or react to the first instance. That is what we're going to do today. So imagine a scenario where things are not going as planned or things are triggering. So you become aware that you're being triggered. And that's fine. I become aware. There we go. Quantum consciousness. Can you see the triggering occurring in this imaginary scenario or remembrance? And the triggering can be subtle. It doesn't need to be overpowering, but we are always responding to the reality. There we go. We need to go to the very core of why we respond and in which way we respond. If the sun shines, a flower will, like a sunflower, will rotate and face the sun, and that's a response of beauty and growth. And just check out that, see if you do the same. No inner criticism, please. Just observe. Do I react or respond? Just check your energy system. If someone says, hello, you respond, hello. But now if someone says, hello, what is your response? Do you respond in the same frequency, or could you say, oh, hello? These are just examples. It could be you get shouted at or criticized. Do you take that on as real? And do you respond in kind? Not in kindness, in the same frequency. Quantum consciousness, can you see the ability to jump a timeline, to jump a frequency, to respond with a higher frequency? And you might be in the neutral or good frequency and something brings you down all of a sudden. This doesn't need to occur. Quantum consciousness, is it possible for me to stay at a frequency that is amicable, joyful, and from there respond each time, incrementing my consciousness? So just being shown, each time I think I need to do something, fix something, that reality is showing me something, and I need to take it on board. So they're saying to me, how can this be dealt with? Especially if you always think of it from yourself rather than from life responding to life. I am the ego I identity responding to a stimulus. But if I could say, how could this be resolved? Doesn't mean how do I need to resolve it. And it could be resolved straight away. There we go. So the way you respond is conditioning from your own concept or your own childhood, but from consensus, as in something terrible happens, you should be sad, you should be worried. It's as if you behave in the way that the herd is behaving, you're accepted, and otherwise not. So, quantum consciousness, can you see I could respond in my own particular manner? I don't need to lower my frequency and my vibration to belong. I can stay in empathy rather than sympathy. Quantum consciousness. Okay. So imagine someone waving at you. Your immediate response would be to notice and maybe wave back. Imagine doing nothing. And start to see what you think. And feel. So this person waves and smiles. And conditioning means you should at least nod or create a gesture. Tell yourself to do nothing. Can you see what is being triggered? Can you see what the mind is thinking, the emotions are playing up? Quantum consciousness, can we put this into order? Just by putting it under observation, allow yourself to see how structured your response is. From the moment we are babies, people smile at us and we learn the gesture. We smile back and then get praised or rewarded. Allow yourself again to imagine this moment where someone waves at you from a distance, smiles, and do nothing. See if it's more comfortable now. I can feel someone energetically waving, like that's still a response. It's your body is not responding, but there's a response to the external stimulation. And because it's a wave, now imagine someone having a negative gesture like a middle finger up at you, an angry face. Is it easier to not respond or harder? And now imagine this middle finger gesture and you're not responding. And now smile and wave. So something that is not expected, without sarcasm, without efforting, just I did not respond and now I respond with a friendly gesture. Can you do that? Does that make sense? Quantum consciousness, can you use the analogy to correct the internal behavior and align it? And now, just because it's Europe and someone says, "What a beautiful day," and you say, "The cow is white," the response is different than reality. What occurs? Do you think people will think you're mad? Not with it, just don't understand. What triggers you inside? And what, to be normal, to be correct, do you need to answer? Yes, unusually cold for this time of year. Or, there we are. I think the consciousness and the group are getting it. And it's like a music, it has a rhythm. So I follow the rhythm, but what if I didn't? What if I chose to hear something else, react in a different way, respond? Quantum consciousness, can we start to see that new ability arising? So anywhere where the belief system, that predictability, that correctness is a good thing, and to be unpredictable would be negative. I'm just trying to cover the bases, see that you can be something different without being a rebel. You can ask your consciousness how it would like to respond to the external stimulus, how your higher self, your authentic being would like to respond. Can I free myself from the ingrained conditioning of how to respond? What is the correct way to respond? What people expect me to do? What is good, nice, or not so nice? And as soon as I can free myself from that platform, so now imagine a situation where you get some difficult news and there's time to say, what is my highest frequency response? That might be out of the norm from conditional behaving, but what is available to me? How can I respond? And then make it a higher aspect. The more personal the situation, the more I respond from my primal instincts. So if someone says the word stupid and it's just general, we might wonder why they said it. But if it's directed to me, to an I, it's calling me stupid, I will respond in a different way. If I respond, if I react, I make it a reality. quantum consciousness, what is the best way to raise the vibration? There we go. Imagine the scenario of the wave and not answering. Here they're calling you stupid and you don't answer. You don't respond. Quantum consciousness, can you see my possibilities of not reacting? There we go. Allow the creativity to respond. Imagine as if the response button is raised, is lightened. Somehow I have the choice. If I am exposed to a frequency of 70, I can respond with 95, 100, or 300. There we go. Allow my body, my being to shift to this new consciousness as easily as possible. So put in a structure to allow your consciousness to choose the highest possibility available to you. There might not always be a really light, high frequency way to come out of a situation, but this is your inner choice now. Quantum consciousness, can you see me choosing the highest possible frequency in any given situation? Right. Can you make that my reality? Can you shift what needs to shift? So the identity of the person in you that is always wrong, belittled, or offended, we bring them into the center. Okay. So imagine, like on the movie screen, you're in front of these green backdrops. And that reality is just filtered in for you. And if someone just saw you behaving like in the scenario of the wave, you're waving to nothing, and then they fill in the person in the film. So imagine an earthquake in this film and how you respond These are just examples to get your consciousness on board to a point, because they say if you could hold the frequency of seeing something and not creating it in your reality, but behaving different, you would create a different reality. But this would be high level wizardry, but available nonetheless. Quantum consciousness, can you see me doing that? There we go. And we're going to leave you with that idea, thought, or creativity inside. And come on back.